Hi there and welcome back to Boozy Cinnamon Roll. My name is Judson and we're doing some day drinking and crafting, 25 days of it as a matter of fact, to kind of celebrate the holiday season and get everyone in a festive mood, or at least me. Today's craft is a little bit different. I don't know if I'm calling it a Twisted Christmas or a Merry Darkmas, but it definitely is on the on the darker side. This is more for the people that love Halloween more than they love Christmas, and that's fair. So I'm trying to cater to all parties. Also, this is because in my real life, when I'm not just day drinking and crafting or focusing on Christmas, I dabble in a real job. I do marketing and social media, and one of the things that I am always struck by is fonts make a difference. Like, there are some things that you can say in a comical holiday funsy font, and some things that you cannot. And so yeah, yes, dark and twisted Christmas, but at the same time, how we're getting there is through the misuse of some fonts. Today's drink of choice, ginger ale and the apple pie liqueur, McGillicuddy's apple pie liqueur. It's really and truly, it's become probably my favorite this holiday season. I mean, it's an annual favorite, or I wouldn't keep looking for it because it's kind of hard to find. But it is sort of this holiday season's signature beverage, if you will. It's really good. Really good. All right, so today, I have mentioned before that whenever I see these types of signs out in the thrift stores, I pick them up. My family has sort of a twisted appreciation of them. I mean, so yes, the sentiment is nice, and this one was for Paul, and he's all about peace, and so the sentiment is nice. It's not. I mean, it's cute. There's nothing wrong with it, but what I tend to enjoy is putting some alternate variation, something. Sometimes it's a cute something on the back. I think I do. Let me lean off camera. I think I've shown you this one before. We did this one on camera. Whoops. Where it's hope on one side, and then on the inside you've got like a little shadow box. So I mean, this is kind of my thing, and kind of a fun thing that my family appreciates. I also have a family member who has an evil appreciation for these. They are definitely the kind of person that would want one that said "Love, Laugh, Lorazepam" or something like that. You know, they have an appreciation, but maybe it's the wrong appreciation. So this is the peace sign that we're going to be working with today, and the other sign is, this one is mine. It says "Gnome for the holidays," and I do love a festive. I even love unfestive gnomes. But I do, I mean, it's kind of cute. I mean, it's not exactly my decor taste, but I don't dislike it. And the boys got it for me last year at Christmas. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck his feet up inside and flip it over and put something on the back. And initially, I painted this with a coat of white chalk paint, Waverly white chalk paint. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to do the dark and twisty, and I want it black. So then I put a coat of black chalkboard paint over it, because that's pretty black. And the white bled through, and I got this gray. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just do another coat. Second coat looked really black. Let it dry, the white bled through. So then I thought, oh, I'll just use a white acrylic paint. It's the chalkboard paint is the problem. did a coat of black acrylic paint. And this is what we have, this gray surface that you could probably write on with a piece of chalk. So I'm gonna decoupage over the whole thing because 4 coats of paint, yeah, that's too much work. So yeah, we're gonna change directions a little bit. And then I printed these off. Sleep in Heavenly Peace. It's, you know, traditional. It's from a Christmas hymn. It's traditional. You see it lots of places. Just, you know, with this sort of gothic sleep, and then the sort of not friendly, kind of threatening in Heavenly Peace. It's giving dark and twisted rather than like, oh, sleep in heavenly peace. The other thing, and I have always thought this, is when someone says, "'Tis the season," and they just say it, "'Tis the season," and they don't give you to be jolly, "'Tis the season, you know, for the holidays, 'tis the season for cookies." They don't follow it up with, this is a threat. Like, it's ominous. "'Tis the season." So, yeah, these are what we're going for. And let's get started. This is going to be an easy one because it's just decoupage, and that's not hard. So, I've got the Mod Podge. I'm going with the matte Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put some here on the, that's probably way too much, and I'm going to regret that. But we're going to spread that out over the entirety of the surface. And I think that when I get ready to decoupage the sign on it, I'm going to do it so that when you're looking at the sign, the gnome is upside down, so you're not having to worry about his feet getting in the way, because they'll be hanging, you know, and then just sort of tuck inside the back of the sign. And I'm just putting, well, in this case, it's going to be a thick coat, but hopefully you just want to do a generous coat, but not too much, because if you put too much, then it tends to wrinkle up if you're just doing like one big paper like I am. But since I'm also going to do this one, I'll go ahead, and I'm not even taking the stickers off the back. Don't hate me. I'm going to put the extra on there and see if that helps. If that helps me get a better coat on the first one here. So the other thing that kind of inspired this project is, I don't know if anyone has been into Michael's this year, but they have black, like head to toe, solid color black, sort of militant, Darth Vader-esque looking nutcrackers, and black, spiky Christmas trees, like ceramic Christmas trees. And it's giving a very sort of Darth Vader vibe. It's cracking me up. In fact, I posted it on my Instagram, the Judson DK. I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Shameless plug for anyone that wants to follow me on Instagram. Warning, it's mostly stuff like that and glue peels, because apparently people like to see a glue peel. Like when you have leftover glue in a glue dish and then you peel it out. Anyway, so Darth Vader Nutcracker, and Dark and Twist. So that's Dark and Twisty Christmas. That's where we are. So I'm just taking this one, and we're going with the top half, the Sleep in Heavenly piece. And I'm just going to decoupage it, just apply it to the back gently of what I have covered in glue, covered in Mod Podge. I could have used glue because I still have my giant. This is why I still have the giant thing of glue, is that when I could use it, I wind up using Mod Podge, or I use some other adhesive medium. Okay, I'm just applying it and rubbing it down with my fingers, and there is a bump of some sort, so we're gonna, there's several bumps, probably from my unskilled, insufficient paint job, but we can fix that up. All right, and then I'm just gonna take the scissors. I'm gonna, when it's dry, I'm going to do the thing with the sandpaper and give it a really good edge, but I'm just going to trim the bottom because there's a lot. Whoa, I'm peeling it off. Oops, to go back in with a little bit more Mod Podge. Okay. Got that, and now I'm going, what did I do with, here it is. I'm gonna hit this one, make sure I've got a good coat on this, and then we'll hit it, put its "'Tis the Season" sign on here. And I'm not putting the top seal on it yet because I'm gonna give it a chance to kind of dry, and hopefully that will release the that will reduce the wrinkles. Although I figure Dark and Twisty, if it does come out really wrinkled, I can live with that. All right, so "'Tis the Season" in my horror font is going on here. And basically same deal, just rubbing it down. You could use a brayer for this if you have a brayer. I don't have a brayer, but you know, some people do. No judgment. I got nothing against sprayers. I said that in such a judgy way. All right, so we'll let that one dry and go ahead and hit the original one with another coat of the Mod Podge. I'm using a matte Mod Podge. It printed kind of glossy. I think that was just the paper that was in the printer. I can live with that, but I just feel like a matte finish fits the vibe a little better. So let me add a little bit more here. So I know that, you know, a black Christmas tree, that's not a new thing. My friend Jody had a black Christmas tree in the 90s, I want to say. It was a black tree and it had like chains instead of, well, like instead of garland, like metal chains on it. That's certainly a choice. It's certainly a look. You know, it was memorable. Her kids still talk about it. So yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's totally a thing. No judgment if that's your vibe. I have not ever, well, so the very first, here, look, here's some Judson lore. The very first year that Kathleen and I were together at Christmas time, maybe not the first year, but the first year that we sort of celebrated together, I borrowed a miniature tree from a friend. We were in college, and they had a miniature tree that they weren't using because they had gotten a regular tree anyway. So I borrowed this little tree and I decorated it with black and white ornaments that I had made. She had like not real pearls, but like pearl colored beads and little black plastic like jewels. Anyway, so I made black and white ornaments, and I hung them on the tree, and a black and white garland, and hung that on the tree. And she had like a black and white fake Chanel scarf that we used like as a tree skirt. And Kathleen does not come from a Christmas tree family, so she was like trepidatious about it. I don't know what she thought was going to happen. Santa was going to show up and make her worship the Christmas tree. I'm not exactly sure, but in any case, so that happened. So we have had a black and white Christmas tree. That was my point there. And then we, definitely use those ornaments again later in conjunction with other ornaments, but never had like where the tree was black or where the majority of the ornaments were black. So, but I'm not against it. And certainly when I saw what Michael's had going on, I get it. I mean, it's very militaristic, very sort of ominous, except that, the Weimar Republic was sort of tended to be more like the last days of Rome, too busy being out there and celebrating all the things, no care in the world to be focused on, what was happening. But certainly, anyway, yeah, it's very dystopian future. Let's go with that. Very dystopian future. So here we are. 'Tis the season, and sleep in heavenly peace. Now I'm going to work on some embellishments for these. And the first one, let me take a drink while I'm thinking about it. Set this over here so it's out of the way. The first one, I have this single earring from who knows where, and it's gold tone, and then it has black velvet in the middle, and there was something inside of the black velvet, like glued to it there, once upon a time. I don't know what it was. I never saw Kathleen wear them. That's how old it is. And there's only one. So anyway, I'm going to add to this and use it kind of as an embellishment. The black and gold, very, in keeping. I've got this little, so I keep talking about the silicone molds I got off of Amazon, and I keep saying I'm going to do a video with them. I may not at this point, hard to say. But this is, I've filled them multiple times with hot glue and let the hot glue dry and popped them out, paint the hot glue, easy peasy. I also did them with plaster of Paris. This is one of the plaster of Paris ones. Painted it with green paint and red paint on the berries. It's a holly. And then kind of dry brushed it with white, because if you don't dry brush, like if you don't go over it, if you just do like the base coat and you don't do anything to highlight it, it's nothing special, and you can't always tell what exactly it's supposed to be. So got that, and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back. I'm going to put my glasses on so I don't hot glue my finger. And then I'm going to put a little, it is melting everywhere. That's what happens when you let your hot glue sit for a long time while you're just running off at the mouth. So I'm adding a little bit of hot glue to the back here, and then I'm going to glue it ever so carefully to this silver earring. Silver earring. Gold and black velvet earring. And let me pull away the little wispy spider webs. So we've got this. See? That's one. And then I've got some greenery. And blackery. Do you call it greenery if it's not green? Anyway, this is from Halloween. We did last year maybe? The Halloween decor at the house. And so I've got some of these left over. And then I've got this, and I'm pretty sure I got that at Dollar Tree. This for sure I got at Dollar Tree this year. So I'm just gonna take some of the sticks. I don't want to use all of it. I think, let's take this one off. And then, can I cut these three? It's gonna make me fight it. Boo hiss. Okay, there's one. There's the other one. Ha ha ha. Let's see if I can get this. I should have a pair of clippers, but instead I am wrecking my scissors. There we go. But the good news is I have more scissors. I have more scissors that I'm actually, I mean, these obviously are mine, but I have other scissors that I'm also allowed to use. Of course, there are scissors in the house that I'm not allowed to use because they're kitchen scissors. And once upon a time, we had fabric scissors. I mean, I think we still do, but since Kathleen hasn't sewn anything in a while, I don't know where the fabric scissors are, but I'm fairly confident that they did not get, unless the boys took the fabric scissors, I'm fairly confident that we still have them somewhere and that they are intact and good to go. So I am just going to put these three shorter ones twist those up, and this black one together and kind of make a swag to go across the bottom. I think that'll work, or maybe just two. Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking I like just the three. And then I'm going to, I've got this little piece of pipe cleaner here. Oh, better yet, I have black pipe cleaner. And I'm going to use that to secure the bottom. And because of the black stem, you can't even really see it. Yay me. And then I'm going to turn this around. The good thing with the Dollar Tree one is that it does let me adjust the branches if I choose. Okay, and then I'm going to trim off a little bit of the, better yet, I'm going to pop off some of the black leaves at the bottom. And then I'm going to take, I've got some red, skinny red ribbon, I'm looking for the scissors and they're right here in front of me. Maybe less drinking, more crafting. Although, I did a video the other day where I was like almost to the end, and I had mentioned at the beginning that we were day drinking and crafting, but I was almost to the end before I remembered to say what I was drinking or to actually have a drink. Like I went through the whole video just with it just sitting there. Still, I mean, even without the alcohol, completely distracted. All right, and then I'm using the bow or using the ribbon to tie kind of a bow with kind of a dangly kind of, I mean, it's Christmassy, but also you've got the black, so kind of dark and twisted. And we've got this, and then I've got a little bit more, maybe a little swag for the other one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do just another little swag with just these two. And I am gonna use the silver on that one, just because I have it right here and I don't have a black one close by. Oh, and you know what else I have? I have this that I'm gonna use. It's a pipe cleaner, black chenille pipe cleaners, and then the silver sparkly pipe cleaners made into an ornament. And then it's got a red rose embellishment. This was in my stash of stuff. Not exactly sure when I did this, but it kind of meets the vibe with the silver sparkly of the greenery, and then the dark red, and then the black. So I've got that too. And then I also have, so we've got this one. I've got something else, hold on. I've got these, and I don't know if I'm gonna use them or not, but they are kind of black and gold ornaments. And basically these were some of the ornaments that I picked up out of the trash, if you've seen that video. I stopped, I mean, embarrassing enough for Kathleen, I stopped to pull some drawer pulls off of a dresser that was in the trash. And then when I was there doing said activity, I found that behind the dresser there was trash bags of Christmas ornaments. So then I picked through those and brought home way many ornaments to craft with. And anyway, so these are some of those, and I just put a quick and dirty coat of paint, black paint over them so that you can see the gold through them. This one in particular really meets the Nutcracker vibe. Let me get that. So there we are. All right, so now these have had a chance to dry. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna take my sandpaper and put my glasses on and just kind of gently sand downward, and you get a really crisp, even line that meets exactly the edge of the base. That's one. Now on to the second one, the peace sign. More sanding, and honestly I'm not sure why I recorded so much sanding. And I definitely needed a coarser grit sandpaper for this. All right, so we've got our 'Tis the Season and our Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And now we are going to add some embellishments. And on this one, I thought that I would use some more of this red ribbon to hang the earring embellishment. And yeah. Doubled up. Yeah, I think I like it doubled up. And cut this. Somewhere right here. I have this. This is a, it's an ornament topper off of a Dollar Tree ornament. Kind of like this. And it just popped off. And this one, blah, blah, blah words. And what am I even doing here? I'm painting it with Mod Podge? Am I going to tell you why? No, apparently I'm not. I'm just going to blow on it for some reason. Honestly, it's possible I've forgotten I was recording at this point. So I've got a couple of these. They are ornament toppers off of Dollar Tree ornaments where we've popped them off. I've done other things with them and I have these left over. I'm just going to stick the, where did my little pokey tool go? Here, I'll just use the paintbrush. I'm going to stick the ends of it through that, stick the ribbon through that, there we go. And then I'm going to figure out what height I want. If y'all can see. All right, so I think about that height. So what I'm going to do is tie a knot at that point. Let me make sure that that's still the, yeah. Okay, tie a knot, and then I've got the little cap that we can push down to where the knot is. And then I'm going to glue the cap to the top here, and then I will tie a bow on the top to kind of give it a little point of interest, something a little different. Ouch. And I managed to get hot glue on myself. Be careful. Do as I say, not as I do. I tell everyone that all the time. Okay, and then I've got these two ends here. I'll tie a simple bow. We're tying a simple bow because honestly, I don't really know how to tie other bows. I mean, I see other people do it and I think, oh, I can do that. Spoiler alert. I can't. I mean, I think I'm okay if I'm not on camera, but the minute I'm trying to do it, like with people watching, that's a no-go. So we've got this with the ornament, and then I have this little swag here that I think I'm going to, which way was I going to do it? With the black in the front or the black? Yeah, so I think we're going to do it like this. It says 'tis the season, and then it's got the little dark Christmas swag at the bottom, and then the bell like that. Or, nope, I'm going to do it like this. Okay, give me just a sec. Unnecessary footage of me gluing the little swag down to the bottom of the sign and struggling with it. Honestly. Okay, we've got that affixed to it, and I think I'm gonna go back to the red ribbon, yeah, and just do like a droopy bow over that part of it. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is where I always get into trouble with the bows. I am truly sorry you are having to see this. Me struggling to make a bow like I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And apparently I couldn't even be bothered to tell a useless little anecdote or story about something unrelated while I'm struggling. It's a bow, man. How hard can it be? Let's try putting the glasses on and see if I can fix this. Just glue it to the sign and move on already. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay, so that did not turn out the way I wanted it to, but it's not horrible. I don't know if that's the best, I feel like that's an apt description of my crafts. Well, it's not horrible, but also I don't know if it's the most promising thing that someone can say. But I did manage to get something of a bow there at the bottom. So this is what we've got. 'Tis the season in a dark, threatening, menacing way. And then for our sleep in heavenly peace, I've got the bigger swag. We're gonna put that at the bottom for sure. And then I will decide, I think probably this. Yeah, I think probably that. So I'm going to hot glue this bad boy and pray that it sticks. And then wipe off these hot glue wispies, and then I'm going to hot glue this right up here. All right, what do you think? Sleep in heavenly peace. Again, in a threatening, menacing way. So that's it for my dark and twisty, ominous Christmas. And I mean, please obviously understand this is meant to be fun and joking, and in no way should Christmas be menacing. But you know, if that's your vibe, that's your vibe. And I appreciate your time. Hopefully I'll edit this down and it won't be like the hour-long debacle that it's been, for me anyway. I do appreciate you stopping by. Obviously this is a YouTube channel, so do all the things, subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like. You can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'm interested to know. And then, yeah, share it with a friend if you know, share it with someone you love if you loved it. Share it with someone you don't love if you didn't love it. Either way, it works for me. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope that you're having a happy holiday season, and we'll see you next time.